Hello, everyone. There, there we go. There we go. That's a bit more stabler. There we go. Hello. I'll keep this one short yet again. Emphasis on we're trying. Today we'll be talking about two attempts at what honor is, as well as honesty, and honestly, what is and is not your responsibility. So, Scent of a Woman and the Boondock Saints. Now, these are two separate stories about the same basic concept. What is your responsibility to tell on others who have, well, broken the law? Now, in Scent of a Woman's case, our lead character, Charlie, decides, even though everyone knows exactly who the felonies are, but they need an eyewitness. And he feels dragged into this because he is a witness. And, the dean is like, but I was, wronged to have paint fall on my new midlife crisis. Sorry, Chrysler. Honestly, I have no idea what kind of car that was, so I'm just trying to make a joke. So the B plot is he's getting dragged into this thing, and the dean demands him tell the truth. And if he doesn't, he doesn't get to graduate or go on to the next thing. And that's very unfair to him, because he has every right to choose whether to or to not be a witness for this trial, because, quite frankly, no one cares. The only person who cares is the dean, because it's a cheap what do you call it? Not trick, prank. Sorry, lost it there. It's a cheap prank. And honestly, he doesn't need to do this, because there's no one got hurt. It's just property damage, really, on something that was just, everyone can see is just a midlife crisis. That's it. Man, you got paint on your midlife crisis. Well then, I'm busy with this blind guy who wants to kill himself at the end of the week. So I kind of got my hands full here. So his necessity to rise to the occasion is not warranted. He doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to be dragged into this thing, as I keep saying. So, and the only thing that comes in to save him from being a sellout or a snitch is the lead character, not Joe Pesci. Was it Joe Pesci? The guy that played Scarface, whatever. Yeah, it was Joe Pesci, I think. No, Ella, I forget, but he's a good actor. Anyway, so on to the Boondock Saints side. So it's an episode called Thanks for Not Snitching. And so Riley, the younger brother's idol rapper, Gangsterlicious, I think his name was. He steals something or other. I think it was a car or something. Anyway, he steals a car, goes to jail, goes on trial, but Riley sees the whole thing, goes there and says, nah, it wasn't him. Right? Wasn't him. Guy gets off. Riley feels good about himself, because he feels, well, I did duty and honor, And then immediately gets jacked by Gangsterlicious, who steals his bike and then proclaims to say thank you for not snitching, and rides on off. He says, hey, you stole my bike. Like, why would you do that? And it's like, there's no honor among thieves here, kid. It's like, what, you thought he was, if you did right by him, he'll do right by you. It's like, no, there is no honor here. Sorry. So that's the thing. You have to know what you're getting yourself into and why you choose to do or not do, and what are those reasons. Riley thought he was being loyal. He thought he was being, what was it? It was loyalty and well, yeah, just it was being more loyal to an icon than it was to be honest. And he thought that icon would be loyal back, honor, I'm fair to you, or I'm not say fair to you, I'm good to you, so you're good to me, right? No, doesn't work. Um, as opposed to that's what they were trying to do with Charlie was Charlie, do right by us and be honest and tell who it was. You obviously think you know who it is, and you get a free ride to Princeton or whatever. So that's what they wanted Charlie to do, but Charlie refused to take it because he's an honorable man. He's a good man. And so he knows doing that, yeah, will advance him, but that's not where he wants. That's not why he wants to advance. He wants to advance under his own merit, but he can't get out of this. He's being dragged in. He's being threatened by the dean. He was being enticed, and then he was being threatened by the dean. So, but he wasn't wanting anything to do with this. He's being dragged into this, and he doesn't know how to get out until Al Pacino. That's what it was. Al Pacino. Al Pacino shows up and helps get him out of that. And in a beautiful, I highly recommend to watch the whole movie, A Sensible Woman, for yourself, just to see the whole movie, but especially that ending scene, where he delivers this great speech, and also, yeah, you'll see it, and he's able to get Charlie out of it. And you see, Charlie is an honorable man, but he also doesn't just take the easy way out. He doesn't do one or the other because they're both not. Like, what does he get out of it? He gets an easy pass or he gets condemned. It's like, that old philosopher's paradox, damned if you do and damned if you don't. But Charlie was trying to stick to his guns the best he can, as long as he can. And thankfully someone who he did right by, who was not in his best interest. The guy wanted to blow his brains out. Al Pacino's character. But he stayed with him and tried to convince him to hang on and keep living on. And by the skin of his teeth, he managed to convince him to stay. So Al Pacino comes back and helps out Charlie. It's like the guy was there for me. He didn't have to. They don't have to do this. They needed to do this. Charlie didn't have to be there for the old man. He could have let the old man die. But he is a good man. Charlie is a good man. And in the end of the day, Al Pacino's character is a good man. So he comes back and he helps Charlie. So we have two good examples of what chivalry and, honor is, and that there is no honor among thieves, and you're an idiot to think that there is. When you're obvious, it's like, well, what are we? It's like, well, clearly these are not people you stick by, but the glorification of that icon. Yeah, Riley thinks, yeah, I'll help out the icon because, it will be, he'll get something out of it eventually at some point. Something will come out of it, and he will be ingratiated by the icon or something like that. He thinks doing a solid for the icon will breed status, maybe, but just be in his good graces, Something he idolizes, he helped. Unknowing until the end that icon doesn't care about anything from the start. But again, Riley's too wrapped up in the idolization of him to really know what the truth is. And it comes back to bite him in the ass, so, yeah. So I just had that in my head the other day, and I wanted to get it out on camera. So, yeah, but check out the Boondock Saints 2. It's a rather entertaining and insightful series, and I believe they had a revival season some years back. Again, it's on the list if I could ever find my book. I have a ledger around here somewhere. If I ever find it, I'll try to hang on to it a little bit better so that I can write all this stuff down. I still have a lot of stuff to write down so I can remember it so that I can go and buy it off of eBay, Amazon, or Beyond the Land, or the Horizon. Beyond the Horizon. Beyond the World? I forget. Well, it's on Facebook. But, yeah. Or at a convention, or at a thrift store, or something like that. So, hopefully I'll be able to. So, that's basically everything on that. And, yeah. So check them out. See what you think. And I'm getting ready to, in a few months, 2 months actually, to go and take my place in line at the AX and have this thing in front of my head for about, a day. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah. Let me walk around with this on my head. I'll be something out of like, was it Savage Henry, Violent Henry, or whatever, that Henry movie, that POV thing where you'll just see the guy's hands. Anyway, yeah, so I'll mount the camera on here, have it on live stream throughout the whole day, and last but not least, just before you go, I'll show you this. I bought this at my local CRV, or Walgreens, or whatever the heck that is down the street. I'm going to blow this up, and then when I'm in line, I can lay down on it, because the line doesn't start moving for a good 4 or 5 hours. Yeah. So, got a lot of time to catch up on that. And you'd be surprised what happens in the line. I captured it last year, but I don't know how to get it transferred. I don't have the technology for it right now anyway. But, yeah, that old crazy lady last year who kicked over a sign, rambling and screaming as she's walking down the street. Some years ago, there was a guy who showed up on a bicycle with a Viking helmet on and was screaming at us while we were in line. Crazy stuff happens in that line, trust me. So, yeah, and this time I'm going to capture it live so you all can see at home. For those of you who don't wish to attend this year, or generally just don't, yeah, you'll be able to see all the weird and wackiness that happens when I'm there, and come back and try to describe this to you. So, anyway, take care, and as always, see you at the movies.